viewers, and welcome to yet another episode of Conversations with Iyobosa. I remain your host, your girl, your confidant, your gist partner, your you name it, right? Iyobosa, I'm glad to have you here. So on today's episode, the guest I have, I am so happy he's back on my show. And guess what? This is not going to be the last time. We're going to be talking about fitness, right? And you guys know that I'm into fitness these days, and we can talk about fitness from now till thy kingdom come. There's always new layers to it. There's always progress. There's always things to talk about. So this is not going to be the last time. Tunde, this is not going to be the last time.
Absolutely not.
Last season, I had the pleasure of interviewing two brothers, Tunde and Tolu, who were taking the fitness community by storm. They own a fitness club called Ilekan Athletic Club. And it's the first, guys, get this must be my belly. It's the first Nigerian-owned fitness center in Texas. Whoop, whoop.
That's good.
If you haven't seen that episode, check it out at the end of this episode. There'll be a link, okay? We had an enlightening conversation. In the last few months, in searching for ways to up the ante on my fitness, because you know how when you start to do something and then there's like a plateau and you're like, okay, how can I, push it? How can I up the ante, right? So for me, in searching for ways to up that ante on my fitness regimen, I go check out their club, So I signed up, and luckily, so I follow Tunde on Instagram, and he had this, best, 60-day best self challenge, one thing. I'm like, sign me up, So I signed up for their 60-day best self challenge and had the pleasure of having Tunde as my fitness coach because he runs the fitness programs there at the gym. Guys, they don't play at all. As in, hey, my goodness, I call him drill sergeant master. And you will see, my goodness, whooped my behind, but I was fitter at the end of the program.
Let's go.
So jokes apart though, what I've come to appreciate about Ileko and about Tunde is their holistic approach to fitness. What is that? Come with us on the ride, you'll find out. Welcome, Tunde, to Conversations with Iyobosa. I always love having you. Always a pleasure.
That was absolutely amazing. I mean, the whole introduction, the way you introduced us. Again, I'll say it's a great pleasure to be back. And I'm super excited for everything we're about to uncover in today's session.
And this is not the last time you'll be here. We're going to keep, because, there's a lot. So, guys, he doesn't know it yet. So, when I'm at Ilekan, I'm in his territory. But guess what? He is on my show, right? On my territory. I'm about to go drill sergeant on him.
I love it.
Drop and give me 20.
20 push-ups?
20 push-ups.
Sure,
I know you're wearing kaftan, but 20 push-ups.
Sure, let's do it. 20 push-ups.
All right.
All right, we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4.
14, 15, oh wow, 19, 21 arm!
Yeah, keep going.
Oh! No, this is good. Oh my goodness. One leg and one arm.
Man, nice. You want more?
No.
Hey, I give you more.
You give me more? Look, you're lucky that I don't have too much time on this show. If I have time, I drop and give you 80 more, make it 100. No, but that was good. And guys, you know what's so funny? Like, me just watching him doing that, I'm pumped. I feel pumped,
That's
That's the effect, right?
They say, what's that saying? It says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Right.
And I'll give you a real life scenario of when this happened. So, last year towards August, went to Nigeria for my brother's wedding.
Yes. Okay.
This was not part of the plan. Totally didn't expect it. So they called my brother up, right? They said, how they do this thing to me? In weddings.
This was like the traditional or the traditional? It was the traditional.
Yeah,
okay,
so they say, the husband has to pay certain price and pay certain dues, so you pay certain money, you do certain things, you bring animals, you bring kids, you bring other things.
Animals.
They say, okay, let's make sure he's fit and healthy.
Right.
And, they tell him to give him like 100 or 200 push-ups.
They told us to do 100 push-ups.
Yeah, they told him to do 100 push-ups. And he calls me up as his best man. Like, hey, help me.
Oh yeah, come on, split it. I love it. So you did it.
I was in this outfit. I bought that the whole night, right? Went on the floor.
Wait. Did you take your agbada off?
No.
Or you didn't the agbada?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, more. They kind of sweating. I don't want to know.
Yeah. I believe I had the agbada on at that time.
Okay.
If I didn't, then
maybe just to go. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless, I was ready to go.
Oh my! And how many did you do? You did 50.
I think I did it right above 50. I wasn't counting on it.
Okay,
I just kept going as much as they wanted me to. And then at some point, they were like, okay, you can stop.
They're like, Otito, it's okay. I can see that you're
It's like, I know what, just get up, man.
Oh my goodness. That is, God, you see what I'm talking about? talk about being pumped, and it's just the whole. And this is kind of like how he is in the fitness studio. It's like even if you didn't have the energy to go in, but you went in anyway, right? Before you know it, you're just pumped because he's pumping you. He's like the whole energy in that gym is just something, and we'll talk about it. It's just it's on a whole other level, and I totally enjoyed the 60-day challenge, and I think I stayed on for like a few more months.
Yeah,
even
you
after
did.
that.
Absolutely, you
I
did.
kept going. This is
Yeah.
it. So this is
It's
awesome.
more than a challenge.
So guys, let's talk about it, right? Again, being at Ilekan, I realized they not only care about your physical fitness, right? But they also care about other facets of your life. The other day, Tunde arranged a Zoom meeting for us participants to get together for goal setting. And in my head, when he made the announcement, in my head, I'm like, that's easy now. I just want to be fit. That's my goal,
Right.
Only for me to walk into that Zoom meeting. We logged on, and he was talking about, yeah, okay, so what are your family goals? What are your business goals? What are your dreams, your aspirations? How to, put together like a concrete roadmap to get us to our goals. I was very impressed, to say the least. I'm like, this is nothing I've ever experienced at a fitness facility. And I've been a member of various fitness facilities, like just, since like my college days, so that's a long time. And there's nothing I've ever experienced like this. So, coach, question for you.
Mhm.
Why do you do this? As in, why do you care about my business goals? Why do you care about your participants, your members, like business goals, family goals?
Yeah.
I mean, the other day you just called randomly, you're like, hey, just checking on you, how's your show going? I was really touched. But what, why do you do this?
Okay, so honestly, I could go on and on, but I'll do my best to make it short
Okay.
and sweet. But part of the whole idea of why I do this is because I know outside of fitness, people have a life,
Mm-hmm.
right? People have different things they're dealing with, right? So fitness happens to be one part that a good amount of people struggle with,
Right.
but it doesn't mean people are not struggling financially.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I realized just in doing the business is, part of why people stop a lot of times is not just because of their fitness, is because some part of their life is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And when one part of other people's life is struggling, the first thing that people tend to stop is their fitness.
Fitness, right? They just drop it. Okay.
So in my own personal journey, I didn't focus on the fitness part. And based on experience, I was able to see like, hey, there's more to it than just the working out part. Actually, the working out part, the training part for me was more like this is the thing that gives me fall into all the areas of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that, and I think a lot of people don't really make the connection of how you training hard in the gym gives you more confidence to actually like do something hard in your life. But I also realized like if I can in some shape or form support people's life, support them in their personal goals, guide them a little bit more in achieving their goals, then fitness is not something they need to worry too much about.
Mm.
So I try to see how can I help people beyond just the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So hence we do like the seminars,
Mm-hmm.
hence we do like goal setting sessions, hence we do like this check-ins whereby it's not even just about your fitness goals. It's like, hey, talk to me.
You're
What's
just
going
like,
on?
hey,
What's going on
what's
in your
up?
life? Like,
Yeah, right.
what is it that you're struggling with?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's relationship problems, and they just need someone to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something I really love about business is like it's beyond fitness. It's more
Mm-hmm.
of a personal relationship that you build with these people, and you're more like family.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's anything that I know will help them become successful, I want to share those things.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
want to help them with those things. So even me myself, I'll push myself, learn so much more, develop my own self. So I know these are challenges that other people are going to face, and if I can possibly help them, it will make
Mm-hmm.
their life a little bit much
Mm-hmm.
easier.
Yeah.
Because it's people don't only struggle with the fitness part; they
Mm-hmm.
struggle with all the aspects of life,
Mm-hmm.
and not everyone truly invests in personal development.
Right.
So I see. So over time, when we do this, what I realize is that we get to form a strong relationship with everybody else that's just beyond the fitness part
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
they feel like, yo, you know me, I know you.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's funny you do that, or you say that, right? And you do that, right? It's not just talk, because you've also come to realize that when people are in a happy place, and when I say happy, like you said, right,
Yeah.
other aspects of their lives are
Mm-hmm.
are going well,
Yeah.
right? Then there's more commitment to fitness,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Absolutely.
But it's also a chicken and an egg thing, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like, but the more you commit to fitness and you put in the effort and all that, it helps you in other facets of your life, right?
Absolutely.
Like you said, with the
Totally.
confidence.
Yes.
I mean, talk about confidence booster.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
if you've not experienced it, go experience it. It is
Yeah.
amazing. I don't know what it is, whether it's the endorphins or whatever it is,
Yeah.
but I know that the days I don't work out, it's like I told you, right? The
It's
day just
different.
goes south. Yeah.
The energy is different.
Right.
You know, like your level of focus is different, how sharp you are, it's
Mhm.
just different.
Mhm.
But when you train, what I realize is that because you train, say for example, you train early in the morning.
Right.
Now before you go to work, you go to work with this high level of energy. So
Mhm.
even the way you talk to your customers or your clients or patients, it's just different.
Right. The mindset is
It's-
set for the day, you know?
So
Yeah.
now these people, they might already be in a negative state already.
Mhm.
But when you come and
With
talk
that
to these
positive
people,
energy.
you give them that positive energy.
Mhm.
So you might just be that light that they need.
Yeah.
It might just be that positive reinforcement that they
Mhm.
just need.
Mhm.
So, and ultimately that can trickle down to so many other things.
Right.
Same thing with your coworkers. So it's spread across boards.
Right. Right. Right.
So
No, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So now let's talk about the 1%
Mm.
mantra. You guys always like, oh, the one you talk to us about it. What is this 1%
so
thing? You know?
so we always say this thing, you know,
Mhm.
strive to be 1% better every single day.
Okay.
And we say this because one of the things I've realized is that a lot of people try to, like, if you're going to finish, if you're going to eat a whole elephant,
Mhm.
right? Like you're not gonna finish it in one bite. Like you can't just sit there and just finish the whole thing. How would
Right.
you finish a whole elephant? The way you finish is by taking one bite at a time.
Yes. Mhm.
And if
Correct.
you continue to take one bite at this elephant, at this whole big meal
Mhm.
at a time, sooner or later
Eventually, right?
eventually you'll finish it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's the whole idea. So the whole idea is to take one step closer and closer to your goals.
Mm.
And every single day, like, strive to just be better than you did the day before.
Hmm.
If you can do a little bit better every single day,
Mhm.
whatever the big goal is, whatever challenges it is, whatever, you will always continue to just get further in life.
Mm.
So instead of like just staying stagnant
Mhm.
and just like, oh, yesterday was bad, okay, cool, you know, here comes another day, and you
Mhm.
just go and do the other day. But if your mindset is, hey, you know what, yesterday I woke up at XYZ time, today I want to wake up a little bit before that.
Okay.
I didn't get to read yesterday, today let me make sure I read something.
Okay.
Even though it's for 5 minutes, even though it's for 10 minutes,
Mhm.
it goes such a long way.
Mm.
You know, say maybe yesterday I acted out of emotion,
Yeah.
but you're able to be aware of yourself and say, tomorrow I want to make sure, like, hey, I'm more
Intentional about
more
it. Yeah.
intentional, more
Okay.
composed.
Mhm.
You know, all these little things, instead of ignoring them, they
Mhm.
all add up.
And again, it works in every facet of our lives,
Yes.
right? Every facet.
Yes.
I know. Yes, what we're talking about, maybe fitness, but every
Yes.
facet, right?
Yeah.
Just do that extra 1%,
Just
a
extra.
little bit,
A little bit more.
right? Because you know how, and I recall this during the goal setting session, right?
Yeah.
You were like, okay, bring your goals now. Let's chop it up,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
into bite-sized pieces,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And then we'll start to tackle, because you said if you don't do it that way,
Mhm.
right, you will never achieve your goals because
Yes.
it's this huge. You just see it as this huge. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
how do
yeah.
I even surmount this?
Yeah.
But you're like, once you break it down, and it doesn't matter if you break it down into 100 steps.
Yes, it does. It doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Then start to chip away at each step, right?
Yes.
And then every day you get closer to your goal.
You will get closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I learned that just from even experience, because
Mhm.
for myself, I used to have this super big dreams in life, but I realized that me just having a dream is one thing, but it just stayed as a dream.
Mhm.
And I'll give you an example. I always wanted to be like a Nike model.
Okay.
And part of my big dream was, you know, someday I'm going to be super fit and
Mhm.
I'm going to model for Nike. Like,
Okay.
this is it. So I'm in the gym every day.
Mhm.
You know, I'm watching
Pumping
Nike,
and all
you know,
that.
I'm watching Nike ads. I'm
Right.
doing all these different things. But I was just in the gym doing that. But I was not really doing anything outside of that to really. My mindset was like, someday Nike,
Right.
Nike, someday, right?
Someone will find you.
Someone will find
yeah.
you,
Mhm.
right? But who's to say they're going to find you? You know, let's
Mm.
just keep it real.
Mhm.
So one of the things I started to do was, hey, you know what? Why don't you actually start something instead of you waiting for Nike to sign you? Why don't you actually create something of your own?
Mhm.
And gradually, I started to say, hey, I can start to create something of my own and start to model my own things.
Mhm.
So I started to model my own
Mhm.
things. Or if my friend has their own brands, I'll model their own
Yeah,
brand.
for them.
So it's
Yeah.
like, start where you are
Mhm.
and gradually, you know, start to take the steps to actually get to
Mhm.
those places. So now, because you do your own thing so well and so great, now Nike might actually see you
Mhm.
do
They're
something.
like, hey, who's this guy? Yeah.
Who's
They're
this
like,
guy?
oh,
Right.
okay.
You know,
Yeah.
And even me just doing that now, I didn't get signed to Nike.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have my own brand
Right.
out of just the thought process of like, I'm not going to wait for Nike. I'm not going to wait for this big dream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start where I am. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
where I am right now is to create my own.
Right.
Maybe where I am right now is to connect with them, collaborate with a friend,
Yep.
and mold their brand.
Yep. Yep.
And you start from there and
Mm-hmm.
gradually, consistently,
Mm-hmm.
you never can tell where
Yeah.
that'll take you to. And I would say, like, for me, it's taken me to where we've been able to build Ilekan and create the first Nigerian gym here that's transforming so many people's lives.
Gotta give it a whoop whoop.
Yeah,
Every time I hear that, I'm like, whoop whoop. It's not easy. The first Nigerian-owned fitness gym. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. Yeah. So guys, you heard about the 1% mantra, right? If you don't know it, now you know.
Yes.
Now you know. Just chip
1%
away
every
at
day.
it. Be better. 1% every day.
Every day.
And just
yeah.
keep building on. And before you know it, you get to the 100%. You're like, I'm to shit on now. I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me add to it real quick.
Okay, sure.
And let me put it into perspective of
Okay.
fitness.
Okay, yes.
So that way people can stay connected and focused to fitness
Okay.
aspect, right? So think about it like if you are, say you are 200 pounds right now, right? And you want to drop that weight down to, let's say 120.
Okay.
You want to be at 120, but you're 200 or 300 pounds. Okay, how do you get to this goal?
Mm-hmm.
Now, people might think about like, I need to drop 80 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be overwhelming for someone who's new, who has never worked out before, or who goes to the gym and see all these fit people.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they're intimidated.
Maybe
Like,
they're intimidated,
how do I do this
they're
now?
scared, they don't know how
Yeah.
to do the exercise, they're thinking of their back hurting or something, hurting themselves.
Right.
Before you realize, just the thought process of that will make you stop.
Yes.
However, if you think about it as, you know what, 80 pounds, let me give myself a year, and you break this all 80 pounds into a month. Okay, maybe I need to just drop 8 pounds per month.
Which is doable for someone who's
Which
like
is very, very dope. You actually don't have to do much.
you don't even have to walk.
No,
Just
literally.
like,
Just walk.
Yeah.
Eat whole
Eat right.
foods.
Yep.
Eat food close in a natural state.
Yep.
Make sure that you're moving more on a daily basis. Make sure you're hydrated. Get good amount of sleep.
Yeah.
Literally, you do this 4 times a week or a little bit more. Like literally,
You would drop 8 pounds.
You drop 8 pounds in a month. Now you do that over the course of 10 months. That's 80 pounds. It's done. Now, if you
don't think about it that way, right?
You know, exactly. You don't think about it that way. You think about the whole 80 pounds, like what it would take for you to drop the 80 pounds. So what I help my members do is I help them take this big goal that they have and let's just compress into something small.
Okay.
Can you drop 8 pounds? And this is literally what, yeah, I can do it. That's easy. I have time. I can do it. And it seems to work all the time. See? They're not so overwhelmed about it. And every month we just track and make sure, hey, you're actually hitting those goals.
Yeah.
Are we getting closer? Are we behind? If we're behind, what do we need to change? And then boom, that's the same thing you do. Whether you have a coach or you don't have a coach. But you track this progress and then you stay on that track. And so before you realize it, by the end of the year, you'll be at the goal.
And you won't even recognize yourself, right? You're
Yes,
like, wow,
absolutely.
I did
and
this.
You will love yourself so much more. And who you were before will be totally different from who you are by the end of that 1 year.
And not just physically, even just the mindset.
Absolutely.
Like the psyche,
yes,
right?
You'll be a totally different person inside out.
Yeah. All right, talk about dedication, guys. This is great. So when I was at the gym doing the 60-day challenge, right, I was there by 5 a.m. By the way, I love to work out in the mornings, get it out of the way. Now, some people are evening peeps, which that's fine. I'm not an evening peep. I just like the morning thing. Get out of the way. It sets my day, right?
Yes.
So when I was at the 60-day challenge, we're there at the gym by 5. You know, Tunde says, "Hey, show by 5." But the thing is, we get in there by 5, thinking, yes, we don't achieve 5. He's already there. He's been there since 4 a.m. He's already done his workout probably, or setting the pace, you know, setting the fitness, the class, you know, what we're going to work on that day and all that. And I was just like, talk about accountability, right? I mean, and you tell us to dig deep. So why is accountability important? In other words, you don't just talk the talk, you also do it. So it's not like do as I say, it's do as I do.
Yes.
So why is that? Why is accountability important? Let's talk about it.
Okay, so I can go different directions with this, but I'll say accountability, when I think about it, is this. Everybody, if we all did everything that we knew we're supposed to do, we'll get to the goals.
Yeah, but that's not the reality. Sometimes
but that's not the reality of what really happens. Right. You know, we know what we need to do, but we just don't do it.
Plus life happens, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, curveballs and all that, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's where accountability comes in. It's you're not only going in the journey, but you also have someone else who's ensuring that you are going in the direction that you said you wanted to go in. And oftentimes, I feel like this is I personally feel this is actually more important than the whole, the whole fitness thing is accountability.
Mm.
Is that most of us don't have any accountability. That's why we let ourselves go
Mm-hmm.
and we don't actually get to the goals. So the key is for us to, so if you can find a way to have some form of accountability, it can be with a best friend, it
Mm-hmm.
can be with a coach, it can be a family member. Sometimes what I do even with my goals is I'll look for three people that are closest to me and I'll tell them, look, these are the things I want to do.
Okay, I'll achieve this year, or
Yeah,
whatever.
that I want
Right?
to
Okay.
achieve from month to month. I just need you to check up on me.
Hmm.
Just make sure, like, yo, you call me and you say, Tunde, are you doing this XYZ
Mm-hmm.
thing? Are you doing this XYZ thing?
Mm-hmm.
And it helps you just recenter yourself.
Hmm.
Now, as a coach, what does that look like for us? We provide that by ensuring, like, on a weekly basis, we're keeping in touch.
Mm-hmm.
During the weekends, we keep in touch. On a monthly basis, we come back and actually look at your whole goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, you can keep going to the gym, but you don't really see the results.
Mm.
You can keep doing something, but think, what you're doing is enough, but it
Right.
might not just be enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is the truth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I'm not saying progress,
Yeah.
or just not because, well, no one's checking in anyway. So it's like,
Yes, it's more. It can be so many different things.
okay.
It can be life is happening,
Mm.
and you know what? I'm gonna stop fitness for right
Okay.
now, man. I'll come back to this when things die down.
But it then takes a while. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it then takes a while.
Yeah.
Maybe now you have to start over,
Yeah.
right? Or sometimes it's like you don't have to drive on motivation, or you're not seeing the progress. It's so many
Mm-hmm.
different things.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have some form of accountability, what I realize is people tend to have this extra guidance and reason to stay longer, even beyond their own personal goals. Yeah.
Guys, accountability, and again, right, I know we're talking about fitness, but again, it's in all facets of life. At work, you have to be accountable.
Yes.
Right? If you want to get that promotion, if you want to go to the next level,
Yes.
they're going to measure your accountability, right? It's like how
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
it's just all of that, your motivation,
Yeah.
and all of that. So me, I am just grateful for the likes of Tunde in my life, like with Ilekan Fitness and just the things that they do. The fact that it's just not all about fit. I mean, it is fitness, but
Yes.
it's also but holistic. It's like let's see how are you doing, like in other facets of your life. Okay. Oh yeah. Tell us something. Let's take it back a bit, right? I'll really
Yeah.
get to know Tunde. Tell us something memorable from your childhood, right? That has
Yes.
helped shape you to the man that you are now. And it could be
Mm.
anything. It could be maybe the street you grew up on, the smells, the friends, your grandma's cooking,
Yeah. Yeah.
school. Yeah, just
Yeah.
quickly. Yeah, and in quick, like 2 minutes or less.
Okay. Cool. So I'll share. I'll share one that was very transformational for me,
Okay.
and then I also share more of one that's kind of shaped me into where I am today.
Okay. Okay.
And this is more personal. So I grew up. I grew up closely with my mom and
Okay.
my mother. And one of the biggest things I happened to experience closely was, my mother she dealt with different health challenges,
Okay.
such as high cholesterol,
Mhm.
diabetes, high blood
Okay.
pressure, some of these different health problems.
Mhm.
I didn't know too much.
Right. Then, especially
But
right, growing
then,
up.
but I was the child who had to give her the tablets, the pills to take to maintain her health.
All right.
So
Okay.
every single night I had to literally bring the water
Yeah, mommy,
and
it's come and
mommy,
take it
yeah, come
all.
and take the
Yeah.
meds, you know what I'm saying? So I had to do that all the time. And I remember as a kid, there was a night I literally said to myself, like, man, if this is what adulting is like, or this is what it's like when you grow much older, I don't want this in my life.
Please, this is not what I
This is
signed up
not
for.
it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know whatever it is I have to do.
Right.
But and I was at the age of like 14,
Mm.
14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Literally me experiencing this, I said to myself, like, when I grow up, I want to work, I need to do anything I need to do to ensure that I never have to take pills in
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that made me become very health conscious.
From that
From
at
that
that
age,
age.
yes.
Wow.
And it helped me out.
Okay.
Now, this is the sweet part. That
Okay.
was very transformational was what she did.
Okay.
So what my mother did was she basically made the basic changes. So she made
Like
changes
diet, right?
to
Mm-hmm.
the food we ate.
Mm-hmm.
For example, she reduced the salt.
Okay.
So instead of heavy salt in our rice, we don't use more salt.
Right.
Instead of heavy oil, she reduced them.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of so much sugar in a lot of different foods that we
Mm-hmm.
used, or different, say, cereal and stuff, she
Yeah.
cut those things out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then we started to eat more vegetables. We started to eat more balanced nutrition plate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she making the change
Mm-hmm.
to transform her life
Mm-hmm.
also affected transformed my life
Yeah.
and affected every other kid that was
Mm-hmm.
with us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
so when I think about this whole journey today, it's like because she was going through a health problem, which I think about this with everybody else. That so I coach a lot of women above 40,
Right.
and the way I think about it is that mothers and parents are the people who shape. They have a huge influence in shaping the future of a child,
Mm-hmm.
the foundational part of a child.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was a gift that my mother did for me.
Mm.
She didn't do it intentionally,
Mm-hmm.
but I just got to
She probably
experience it.
wasn't aware, but it was two levels. So she wasn't aware what she was doing.
No,
She just said, "Hey, you know what? I need to change my lifestyle
yeah,
because of these things, and I
yeah,
know it.
yeah,
But more so, you weren't even aware of that effect on you. No,
no,
how about maybe not? I'm not saying it right. She wasn't aware what she was doing, but then you were soaking it in.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So as a kid, I was very observant of
Mm-hmm.
everything. I study everything
Yeah.
and like just observe, and I'm studying all the other ones, all my elder brother and
Mm-hmm.
sisters. I'm studying every single thing
Yeah.
that's around
Yeah.
me because I didn't talk much as a kid,
Okay.
right? So, but what I realized though is that because she made that change,
Mm-hmm.
we were all
Yeah.
transformed.
Yeah.
And I think in today's world too is if a lot of mothers can see how vital their health is
Mm-hmm.
and the kind of influence they have on a child, I feel like if mothers took care of themselves more,
Mm-hmm.
like the world would be in a much better place,
Mm.
literally. And
But
and I
sometimes it's hard.
it's very hard. It's very hard.
As a mother, I can
It's
tell you
extremely. I mean,
it is. You
like the
have to
other
be
things.
very
Yeah,
intentional about it.
absolutely. It's extremely hard.
Yeah.
And again, I'm just thankful that my
Mm-hmm.
mother did that
Yeah. Yeah.
because if she didn't, I can't tell you where I would be today.
Mm.
I truly cannot tell you.
Yeah.
But it shaped me, and it's part of what gave me strong reason to say, hey, today I want to help
Mm-hmm.
other mothers out
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
who might be struggling with diabetes, cholesterol level,
Mm-hmm.
hypertension, high blood pressure, like you name
Mm.
it.
You name
Like
it.
I want to help
You
these
name it.
women,
Yeah.
do the things that my mother did for me
Mm-hmm.
because if they do it that same thing for their
Mm-hmm.
child, now these children might not be able to say much,
Mm-hmm.
but later in the future they'll be very
They appreciate
thankful.
it.
Just the same way I appreciate my mother for all the discipline and
Mm-hmm.
everything she did for me,
Mm-hmm.
even though I didn't like them. But
Mm-hmm.
today I'm
You're good
thankful.
for
I have more freedom in life than anyone can ever imagine.
and guys, and the good thing about things like this, like where you just change your diet, you
Yeah,
change, you know, small changes. Actually,
yeah,
not even small. Some can be drastic changes.
yes.
To the regimen is, it can then help. You see all these ailments that the hypertension and high blood pressure, but
Now it's worse because we live in a world today where we're less active than ever before,
mm,
and the world is trying to get you to be less active as possible. If you
mm-hmm,
can sit down here, work from here, order food from here,
yeah,
do everything, bathe and eat from here,
mm-hmm,
sooner or later you have
to be
a
possible.
machine where you can just shower, sit down, and
Mm-hmm.
shower.
You just drive through the machine; it would bathe you or whatever it is.
Literally.
Yeah.
So we're in a world
Mm,
and phase in life where you have to consciously be active.
yeah.
It's a must. If not, you won't make it out. Yeah, it'll be a horrible experience.
Guys, I
Yeah,
can. So you see, when I say 30 minutes is not enough to have Tunde on that. So he's going to be back, and he's going to be back not a third time. He's going to be back again because
yeah,
there's just we can literally take each like portion of what we
yes,
just talked about and
yes,
just talk about it and
absolutely,
blow it open.
absolutely.
So Coach Tunde, thank you so much for being here. I mean, it's just
It's a
been
pleasure.
an enlightening conversation.
Yeah,
We've learned so much about the 1% mantra, right? We
yeah,
know what the
yeah.
1% is. We've learned about what motivates him, why accountability is important to him.
Yeah.
And guys, I can't, like I said, he's going to be back, right? So if you've not checked out the last, episode, the last time I had both of them, check it out. The link will be there. The link or more information on Ilekan will be scrolling down the bottom of the down in the info section. Check it out, okay?
Mhm.
Definitely patronize it. If you're in the Houston area and
Mhm.
you're looking for not just any how fitness gym or fitness club, but you want something that's more holistic, something with a club or space with fitness coaches that actually care about not just your fitness level or how you can get to your fitness goals, but like everything else,
Yeah,
holistically, your life, your dreams, your career, your mother, like he
yeah,
said, they
yeah,
cater to like the 40-year-olds and above
yeah.
mom. So that's like telling my age. But anyway, It is well.
It doesn't
And
look like
had
it.
I don't look at it. And all of that, Ilekan Athletic Club is the place to be. Really, really is a place to be. I can say it enough. I've experienced it firsthand, and I can attest to it. It's a testament to their level of dedication. So, Coach Tunde, thank you so much for all that you do on behalf of all the members.
Yeah,
On behalf of future members,
yeah,
on behalf
yeah.
of just thank you for of the community. Just thank you for all you and Ilekan Fitness what you guys
Thank
do.
you. No, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I want to say a huge thank you for bringing me back.
Mm.
This is absolutely amazing. And I say this because, as coaches and being the one that's leading Ilekan, like, we never really take time to do all these different
Right.
things. And no one really knows, what happens on the,
Hmm.
on the corridors of
Behind the scenes,
behind the
right?
scenes of our
Exactly.
lives.
Yeah.
So, getting an opportunity to do this is always special, and being able to share something that might help that one person who might not know where to start,
Right.
might be feeling overwhelmed.
Hmm.
So it's a blessing to be able to share that.
Thank you
And
so much. Yeah, no, thank you.
thank you very much.
So, viewers, there you have it, right?
Hmm.
Conversations with the Yobosa. This is why I say, if you've not subscribed, don't let me send Coach to come and do drill sergeant on you. No, seriously though, go and subscribe to my channel. This is where you get the opportunity to meet like fantastic guests like this. Who are there to just like motivate us, and they share their life stories. And I know I always learn one or two things from my guests, and I know you guys will pick up one or two things to just give you that extra push of motivation that you've been maybe even like, what's going on, and then you just watch yourself and you're like, that's it. So until the next time on Conversations with the Yobosa, I say you stay safe, do your push-ups. So no work.
Don't
If you
forget
can't
to
if
do
you
your
can
push
if
up.
you if you can't do it, don't worry. Me, I'm still on, I think 8 or so, but anyway.
Yeah.
But have a super sparkly week, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Let's do it.